All right, everyone, welcome to the Rocky Mountain Fantasy YouTube channel. I am Chase, and we have a very special guest today. We have the one and only AP7 Cowboy. Aaron, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing awesome, brother. Just got the last day of boot camp finished up with, and we are feeling really, really good. Thanks for having me on, by the way.
Oh, thank you for doing this. Especially we're just over a week out from Anaheim 1. So it's interesting. You said boot camp just got finished up. I always envision boot camp as being like 6, 8 weeks, and then you're kind of cruising after that. But you just kind of consider it boot camp all the way up to A1?
Yeah, pretty much. Nothing. I mean, from the beginning of what was it, November or late October? Uh, we do a lot of the same stuff and keep it pretty gnarly all the way up until just about now. And then now kind of we have a week to just get our laps in, recuperate, test what needs to be tested, and yeah, get ready for the races.
Right on. Here's a question I have for you. Now that you've been in Aldon's now for multiple years, what is the biggest thing that you've learned about rider health, or like training and nutrition that you didn't realize before, like something Aldon's taught you, and maybe something that you think a lot of amateurs make the mistake of doing that maybe you did yourself?
I think the biggest thing that I've learned coming here is it's not even like eating right or whatever. It's more so consistency with training. You know, day in, day out. Like never missing what Aldon has planned for us throughout the whole boot camp or the whole season pretty much. He's really, really big on consistency and you keeping up with that. And when you get into a rhythm, your body has obviously muscle memory, and when you start missing days and this and that, it's not gonna really affect you right off the bat, but down the road when you're, say you're missing stuff in January, it's going to affect
Yeah.
you in, say March or something like that. So I would say that's the biggest thing that I've learned coming here.
I know everyone says it every year, but 25 is gnarly. I mean, you're better on the bike. I can't imagine Mookie's going to be better. You know, you guys have got Barsha now. Throw in Prado. Kind of a question mark, but he's going to be good. But we all know what Jet can do. Hunter last year's rookie season Supercross really figured it out towards the end, but was slow starter. But you know he's going to be firing on all cylinders right off the bat. Tomac now has a full year under his belt, so he says he's in like 2022 Tomac. Sexton's going to be better. I can't imagine, last year was rough for him on the bike, but now he's got that all sorted out, or hopefully he does. So take last year and just increase it by 3 or 4 notches because now everybody is just that much better. So it's going to be wild, man.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And, hopefully everybody stays healthy throughout these first couple rounds. I know A1 really likes to take some people out. So I'm hoping that everybody stays healthy throughout these first couple rounds and we can really, really start this year off in a blaze and show everybody what Supercross can be with everybody healthy. So I'm more than excited, and just like you said, it's going to be stepped up a couple notches, and it's definitely going to be a gnarly season. And yeah, I can't wait to show these guys what I've been doing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So last year you got your first Supercross win, and people forget you were the red plate holder for a few rounds too. So last year was the first year where I felt like you, for the first time, you were like, no, this is where I'm supposed to be. Like this is what my potential is. Red plate holder. This is where I'm supposed to be at. So what's one thing that maybe you wanted to focus on the most?
This off season, I was trying to, push the hardest, get my heart rate up to where it is in the races. And I feel like, I spent the last couple off seasons, trying to perfect everything and not really get as sketchy as I do in the races. So
Yeah.
this year I really tried to just push the limit, push myself to new heights and what I haven't seen before on the practice track. And I feel like I've done a good job at that. And then, when I got there, then I was starting to work on myself, work on what I was missing. And once I did that, everything started clicking. I started clicking off laps better. I started being able to push through all the motos and everything, all the way through 100%. And it seems like it's really working out.
Nice. Yeah. In all honesty, I think this year that whoever wins the title, it's if you're off the podium, you probably can't afford to be off the box. Maybe one or two races, but with how stacked it is, it's I don't want to say start cross, but it's podium cross for sure. Like the days of 6, 7s in any races, like I don't think you can afford to give away that many points in any given race throughout the year.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's definitely going to be cutthroat. You're going to want to be on the podium. You're going to want to be, top 3 in the starts just about every single weekend, because that right there, I mean, is almost the whole race. It's
Oh yeah.
75% of the race. And with these guys being as fast as they are, you're it's very unlikely that you get, a 10th to 15th place start and come through the pack and pass, Eli, Jet, Coop, Malcolm, all those guys. So you're
Right.
definitely going to want to be up there.
Have you looked at do you ever look at the track maps going into the races?
Yeah, yeah, I'll study them a little bit. But you know, it's almost like you can look at the track maps and then get to the race, and sometimes they'll be, 100% the same,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of the times, they like to change a few things, or they either have, too much dirt or not enough dirt. So
Right. Or realize
it's
it's
almost like,
it's racing too fast. Let's add this in to slow it down or something like that.
yeah, yeah. So you can definitely, I definitely want to look at the track maps and study them, but it's almost like until you get to the race, you don't really know what
Right.
you're dealing with.
Right on. Well, I mean, just looking at A1, since we're going into that, we're talking fantasy here. Is there anything about this track design that you think looks cool or stands out to you?
To be honest, I haven't I haven't really looked at it that much. I know that man, those the tabletops, the wild, like, step on step offs.
Yeah, it's
I
got
know
or like
there's Yeah, I know there's one of those, and I actually dug those last year. I kind of vibed with those because you can. I know A1 last year, you jumped across the start and you could wheelie up on it and jump over
mm-hmm.
the next one. So yeah, I'll have to get back to you on this year's A1,
Okay.
but either way, I'm definitely looking forward to the track. I know, Dirtworks and the crew are going to do a really, really good job at producing a good racetrack. So I
Yeah.
can't wait for it.
I don't know how you guys do it. I'm at A2 last year, that Triple Crown. I remember there was one rhythm lane. So they had that long left-hand turn, like where you had those rollers right before that whoop section. And I just remember you
Yep.
guys were tripling onto that table, then on off before that sweeping turn. And that tabletop you guys were landing on looked like there was just landmines had gone off all over the top of it. That's like the next evolution, I feel like, is for fans to be able to get a realistic sense of how gnarly some of the stuff you guys are seeing that you just can't see on TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I remember that tabletop to a T because
Grenade it, bro.
yeah, I almost grenaded myself on that a couple times, endoing off of that thing. So it got such big holes of where we just landed. When you land on something so much, it gets this, it's almost like a W shape.
Yep.
It's like and you gotta land almost perfect on that thing to get the pop off. And with that tabletop specifically, you were landing and your front wheel was lifting as your rear wheel was lifting, because it was almost like a face for your rear wheel as well. So it would kick you so weird into those rollers, and if you didn't get it perfect, you were riding the outside for sure.
Look, man, we're just over a week away from Anaheim 1. You've been working hard, quiet on Insta, which means you can only be doing one thing. It's just grinding it out. So I appreciate you taking the time to call in for our show. Fantasy's a big deal. We got like 150,000 people playing. Sorry if people are getting mad at you about their picks during the weeks, but
It's all good. Hey, I love it. I
sorry,
love
not
it.
sorry.
I love it.
Right on, man. Well, hey, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for just always being a man of the people, taking the time to do stuff like this. You're going to get a loud cheer coming on A1, and best of luck with everything you got going on. I will see you in Anaheim. I'll be there. I'll be down on the floor, kind of working shadow and lurch a little bit, and I'll be sure to come over and say hi to you, man.
All righty. I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you so much. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for A1 to be here. And yeah, I can't wait for that gate to drop. So once again, I appreciate you having me on, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
All right, man. We'll see you next weekend.
All righty.
See ya.